today is International Women's Day, and we have with us, and in fact, we are very proud to have with us Norma Alvares, who is a lawyer, social worker, and an environmental activist. I think the whole of Goa knows her, and today we are going to discuss some of the women's issues that face. And I'm going to start with a question. Norma, welcome to Gomantak. I want to know from you, as a woman, what is your assessment about the problems faced by women in Goa?
Thank you very much. Dev bore kor maka apoyle ayes. I'm happy to be here on International Women's Day 2024. Problems faced by women are many, but they are not insurmountable. एक प्रॉब्लेम दिसता सदांच डेली आमी न्यूजपेपरान वाचता की जायते रेप केसीस आसा, डोमेस्टीक वायलन्स केसीस आसा आनी पुलीस तेंचे वयर एक्शन घेयना, खूब टायम लागता. This is one of the problems that women face in Goa. They complain about problems to women, the police stations, आनी एक्शन काय घेयना. पुलीस म्हणटा घरा वच, मातशें बरे भाशेन कर, अशें अशें म्हणटा. पण women have rights, and कायदो प्रमाणे पुलीस सगळे कंप्लेंट घेवंकूच जाय. This is one of the problems that women face, that when they go to the police station, they are not regarded with the same dignity that is given for other major complaints which come. That is one problem. Another problem is the representation. आता बायले लोक सगळे झगडटा इन द कम्युनिदाद सिस्टम कित्याक आमकां एक्सक्लूड केले. कम्युनिदादाचे लोक कितें आसा, मेल डिसेंडंट्स. तर चली खंय आसा, वेर डू द गर्ल्स गो, वाय आर दे लेफ्ट आउट ऑफ द कम्युनिदाद सिस्टम. दिस इज वॉट विमेन एक्टिविस्ट आर नाव एजिटेटिंग, एंड इन द कम्युनिदाद सुद्दां डिस्कशन जाता, पूण नो सोल्युशन एज येट. So representation for women is very important at all fora. कित्याक केन्ना representation आसा तेन्ना बायले लोक आमी आमचे कितें प्रॉब्लम्स आसा, कितें आमचे पर्स्पेक्टीव कितें म्हणूंक जाय आमकां सांगूंक जाता. So this is another problem. So these are two of the problems which I am highlighting. आनी एक कितें आसा, when there is this one stop centers for women in डोमेस्टीक प्रॉब्लम्स, कितें प्रॉब्लम्स आसा खंय तरी शेल्टर आसूंक जाय. आतां सरकार तेका पयशे दिना. हाव डू विमेन हँडल देमसेल्व्स वेन देर इज अ क्रायसीस, घरासून भायर सरले का कोणाक मारले का कितें तरी केलें, देर इज अ वन स्टॉप शेल्टर. थंय तरी पयशे दिवंक जाय. मनी इज एलोकेटेड. 2 वर्सां कांय ना हा. काल एक व्हडले डेमॉन्स्ट्रेशन आसले, आयज फायल सायन केले. These are some of the problems. If the government wants to help women, they must provide money at the places where it matters.
You just spoke about, to me, Atans Uloile ki 33% about women representation. So now the center has already announced that 33% of women reservation they are going to have. How far do you think this is true, and when do you think this is going to happen?
Now representation आसा कित्याक कायदो प्रमाणे they have to allot seats for women. आसूंकूच जाय. पंचायती कडेन, लेजिस्लेटिव्ह असेंब्ली सगळे there has to be representation for women. हांगा हांव मातशें कितें सांगूंक सोदता, कित्याक केन्ना केन्ना women are represented, ते पोस्ट सुद्दां ऑक्युपाय करता, लेकिन केन्ना कितें जाता, आमचे in our minds we are so used to asking or being told by male brothers, husbands, sons बी कितें कितें करूंक जाता. सो सरपंच सुद्दां केन्ना केन्ना वुमन आसा, तर कोण म्हणटा सरपंच ही आसा पण तो सगळे डिसिशन घेता. आतां विमेन जेन्ना यू आर रेप्रेझेंटींग अ कॉन्स्टिट्युएन्सी, यू आर इलेक्टेड, हांव कितें म्हणटा, गेट रीड ऑफ द फॅक्ट दॅट तूं आनी कोणाची आयकूंक जाय. डू नॉट get it out of your mind. This is a failing of women. We have to learn to think independently. आमकां कितें मनान कितें आसा तें सांगूंक जाय. Do not ask and say what your husband is saying. Representation is there, the law is being followed. It is for women to rise to the challenge and speak their minds and represent women's issues and social issues, not only women's issues, only society issues, represent it, because you will do it from a women's perspective.
Since you are a woman, do you think that if you look at our assembly, do you think that women are duly and rightly represented?
ना ती representation ना एक का दोन असा. Politicians are putting up very few people, very few women, and they even when they put them up, they don't get elected necessarily. The issue is that where there is a mandate for women to be there, constituency is reserved, there I am saying women are there, but they are not speaking their minds. In the assembly, it is very poorly represented with women, very hardly one or two people are there. But if you take some of the women who have represented in parliament, they have spoken their minds, they are able to speak correctly, so that is the issue.
Coming to the question of now, in the last 7 years, I have been just reading, in the last 7 years, just read a report in the Times of India which said that on an average, Goa has seen 1 crime per day against women. What do you have to say about that? Are these crimes against women being, the cases against crimes against women, are they being taken to its logical conclusion? Are women getting justice?
Theme Ashe, justice system is becoming a matter of justice delayed. It is not only in women's issues, generally Mashe justice delayed jata. And Chief Justice of India, Zayate Pati Sangta, he sends out a message that justice delayed is justice denied. आता ये सगळे केस जे येता 10 वर्षा 15 वर्षा चलता, how long will people wait to give witness? Many times they change their mind, sometimes they get married, they go away. So the cases fall for want of proper prosecution. Prosecution is not good, then sometimes the parties are not available, and in the end justice is not met. Kenna kide jata, the woman also wants to put it out of her mind. Kenna kide tari वाईट जाता आमका, कोणाक जाय 10 वर्षा ते दोरून रावंक, बरें दिसना, आमी सुद्धा आमी चिंता, forget about it, let's get on with life. That is why a lot of cases do not reach a successful conclusion, आणि एकदा conclusion बी पावता त्यांना appeal जाता, फुडेसून appeal आनीक. If the opponent is a powerful person, they can go on and on. So I feel that women do not get justice in the necessarily full justice in the courts because of delay. See that various cases of these foreigners who have been raped and so on, their parents are following it up, still we are not getting proper justice. It is not that the system is bad, it is that there is too much of delay, and that is why you don't get a successful conclusion.
Having spoken about this delay and crimes against women in the state, like there have been many suspicious deaths reported, there have been murders, there have been rapes. Do you think Goa is a safe destination for women? And if it is to be made safe, what are the things that we really have to set in place here? What do you think?
I will not say that Goa is unsafe, because there are worse places than Goa. I have lived for a short while in Delhi, in North India. I would not walk alone on a street where there is no many houses. I would be afraid to walk on such a street alone. In Goa, we still have relative amount of safety. I will say that we are a relatively safe state, but too often there are crimes happening against women. And when you keep the beach, when we have got beaches, we invite tourists, people come, they come to relax on the beaches, they should be safe, they should feel safe. So many crimes, they are happening on a beach, person walking alone, कितें तरी जाता तांकां, they are taken away and so on. So Goa is becoming unsafe, but I hope that we can stop this and see that there is enough policing, see that there are enough lights, there is enough places, and when a person makes a call, the help should come immediately. We have to have telephone numbers where you can call and somebody they can send assistance. Otherwise, people are being dragged here and there and they do not get help. So, while it is not an unsafe state, I will say there are more unsafe states. It is not the safest state. South India is also quite safe. Most of South India is safe, and Goa being tourist, we are having people with a different mindset. ते रातभर ते भोंग सोदता आनी सगळे तेंतून मातशें त्रास जाता.
Government has been talking about police security, tourist security force. Now recently, some years back, they came up with this pink force, but in the pink force you see that it's not all women, there is a man who is driving the car. So do you think that whatever this pink force and all has managed to bring that some kind of safety, quotient among women? Are they feeling safe on the streets?
As I said, in daytime, I think by and large there is safety on the streets. It is not a problem. It is in the late hours and in the tourist places, and Goa is not overcrowded everywhere. Many tourist destinations, the beaches, the forts, they are somewhat lonely places, which they should be. Think मातशें crowd जावंक जायना, but they should have some security available, that if there is a police at the site, they see कोणी चलोन गेले, have they come back or not, अशें कितें तरी आसूंक जाय. Because once you say you are a tourist state, you have to make arrangements to see that tourists are made safe. That is the responsibility of government. तुमी वयता सगळे हांगा थी having very big camps to invite tourists over here. Keep it safe for them, make it safe for them.
So how do you now, since these are the so many crimes against women that's happening, coming to the domestic violence cases in Goa, how do you rate Goa on the domestic violence front? Because there are so many cases, there are women who don't want to even speak about it,
म्हाका दिसता कितें domestic violence आसा. I will not say that Goa does not have domestic violence. ते आसा, cases are there. भायले लोक तांकां रिपोर्ट करूंक जायना, लॉस दिसता, हे दिसता. पण to women who are listening to this program, हांव म्हणूंक सोदता कितें केन्ना तरी मातशें violence जाता, make a complaint. Don't say सोसूंक जाता अशें and I have to take this, because it only can get worse. If you make a complaint, the husbands, the sons, the brothers, they will learn to behave. So there is no shame in making a complaint. If we live with this shame that maka loss dista, then you will suffer this kind of domestic violence. Make a complaint, go to the police, insist that they register it. Garan tumche, everybody will start behaving. And this is something that women in Goa must learn, because we have too much of lok de muntele, koshe distele ye. Forget about koshe distele, look after yourself. Your children will learn to respect you, your daughters will become stronger. So this is my message to women. Please take care of yourself, do not allow violence to happen to you.
Do you think the governance of the day has been able to bring about, as far as the welfare schemes are concerned in Goa, what do you have to say about them?
म्हाका दिसता कितें जायते बरे भाशेनचे welfare schemes आसा. Widows and single women over senior citizens are getting 2,000 rupees, I think, per annum. ते मातशें वाडोवंक जाता, because 2,000 rupees is not much, but it can increase. There is the scheme for the girls on their marriage. But as I said, the help centers which are there, they must be given enough money as is due to them, so that when a woman is in distress, she can get relief. It is not enough to say, सगळ्यांक आमी हे दिता, पण the help centers तुमी कितें करा जायते. So there are some good schemes in Goa, I will not deny it, but I do believe that the one-stop crisis centers which are existing, there is one in North Goa, one in South Goa, they must get their regular money so that they can give assistance to women who find the courage to come and make a complaint. It takes a lot of courage to complain against a family member. कोणाक बरें दिसना complain करूंक जाय, but a complaint must be made, and when a complaint is made and तुका घरासून भायर धाडटा, then the state must be there to help. If the state is not there at that time, then no use of many schemes that they offer.
Yeah, in 2023, there was a report again in a very prominent daily that women addiction, alcohol addiction is becoming a very serious problem in Goa. Do you think that this is all happening because of the influence of tourism and the culture that is there within our state, the drinking culture that is there in families? What do you feel?
In Goa, social drinking is an accepted fact. In the parties asa, celebrations asa, men and women do drink. It is socially accepted. They also say that Goans know how to hold their liquor. Tenka begin rastacher podan, they don't fall on the streets immediately. But social drinking perhaps is becoming is getting extended because of advertising. I blame companies for advertising. Many years ago, we fought against liquor advertising on all the public streets of Goa, and the court saw that all advertisements were removed. No advertising liquor, you cannot advertise cigarettes and liquor. Advertising makes women and men both feel to try out the new brand. So that I think is what is leading to increase in drinking, and tourism also leads to increase in drinking. Kidak when there are parties asa ani programs asa, hotels are having a lot of programs. Then na bosan kide kartale. You take one cup, then another, then you pour little extra, and now they are making various kinds of combinations and so on. Okay. So there is an increase in drinking, but this is part, I think, of what happens when you have too much of excess of tourism.
I've almost come to the end of my questions. I have just one last questions that I want you to address. As far as women's health is concerned, where do you think Goa stands among other states in the country, looking at the welfare schemes that we have and health schemes that we have?
I think we are pretty okay on the health front in Goan society. We do have a lot of people who eat reasonably well. We get food regularly available at markets. They are reasonably priced. At least if you stick to a vegetarian diet, you can manage. Fish sometimes is expensive, Goans want fish, but that is not necessary. We talk about the basic rice, curry, fish, vegetables, some fish. It's normally available. I would say that Goa does pretty well on the health front. And before I conclude, or before I go to your question, I want to say that I think Goan women have made a lot of strides in terms of participating in society, in jobs, in holding distinction in several posts. There is a lot of improvement generally in the country.
But we are still behind representation for this.
Yes, I do think that we need much, much better representation of women in our legislative assembly and in our parliament. We are very far, still far behind. And I hope a day comes when we cross the 33% representation and have equal representation, men and women, in our public fora.
Thank you. It was indeed great having you with us, Norma. And we come to the end of this program. Thank you once again.